Hi, I'm Ron Nutter, and welcome to another edition of Tech Bites with Ron Nutter. This time, we're going to be getting into part 2 of the holiday gift guide. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of things we're going to be discussing, and all of them have a wide degree of being useful for a lot of different folks. You don't have to be into the smart home stuff. There's advantages to all this. And starting out, the one thing we're going to talk about is the Anker Roav charger. Now, this becomes, well, it's not really a charger, it's a cigarette lighter adapter, but where it really makes a difference is it's got two ports. You can see the one up here is labeled IQ Plus, and then there's another one down the bottom. And the top one is the one that you really want to keep in mind, because when you are using your smartphone, like my trusty Samsung S9 Plus, and you've got, say, Waze running, you've got it playing a podcast, you're really pulling some power out of that phone to where some charging situations would not be able to keep up with it. But where IQ Plus comes in is that will send as much power to the phone as it can figure out that the device will handle. So you've got a good chance at never really running the battery dry. Now, it may get a little low at times, depending on what other apps may be running in the background, but it's at least an option. And this is a very affordable piece. Whoops, let me get to the right tab here. Here we go, SmartCharger. As you can see, it's $20. So that really is something that is on just about anybody's budget. And it's, I've been very pleased with it. It is well worth the money. As you can see, it's $20. So it's got some oomph behind it. And at this point, there's not any coupons on it, but you never know. And especially coming into Black Friday, Cyber Monday, who knows what's going to be available. Now, I do have links in the description on where you can get to these directly, and that will make it a little bit easier for you to shop. Now, you're welcome to go to Anker's website. There may be deals going on there, and they may populate some of those over to Amazon as well. If you're not used to ordering on Amazon, you'll also see a link for a trial of Amazon Prime, especially during Christmas. It's worthwhile getting it because then you don't have to worry about shipping, and you don't have to try to get all your stuff in one order. And just, if it takes 3, 4, 5 orders, then that way it's one less thing you have to worry about. And you may find that you like Amazon Prime in the end, because there's all sorts of benefits on top of that. But I'm not here to sell Amazon Prime. I'm just trying to give you some options to making things easier to get to you. Now, the next thing, and this is another reason why this becomes very important, because not all vehicles have USB ports in them to supply power, and if they do, they may not be supplying enough. And that's the Roav Dashcam. Now, you may say, well, let me turn this where you can see a little bit of the light. Why do I need this? Well, let's put it this way. There's a lot of crazies out there driving on the road, and you probably have seen some of the similar ones to what I have. This involves putting a little SD card in the side so it can record, and it's continually running. As soon as you turn on the power to your vehicle, this will turn on. Now, it does have a small battery in it, but that is simply to give it enough time to properly shut down so the memory card doesn't get corrupted. But if, say, somebody were to hit you from the front or on the side, this has got a pretty wide field of view, and the video file that's being used by the camera at the time will be locked at that point. So if you reformat the card in the camera, it's not going to overwrite that file, or at least let me rephrase that. It shouldn't. I've never had it do it yet. But if you were to reformat it, say, in a computer, there's a chance it might. Again, it shouldn't. And you'll notice that anything with technology, I will always say, it shouldn't, because sometimes stuff will happen. So there is a little power port right there, and that will plug into the Roav charging device. So this will always have power whenever the vehicle turns on, and it takes about, you can change the configuration, but it takes about, I think it's about 20 to 30 seconds when it senses vehicle power is off, and this will automatically shut off. Now, there's another interesting use for this. Say you're out traveling on vacation. You can use this to record some highway scenes. Granted, the resolution may not be the best, or you're going to hear some background noise with what's going on because it does have a microphone in it, so you might want to edit the audio track or at least suppress it. But this gives you a way where you can record some of your trips around the country or even around town. So it's a nice way to, additional benefit there of recording what's going on. And from, let me go over here to this tab and then switch back over here. Now, there's what the Roav is going, the Anker Roav Dashcam is going for right now. And you can see it's $55.98 at the time I'm doing the video. And then, here's a coupon for another $5 off. So it's not that outrageous. Some of the dash cams out there will get a little expensive. I've seen some of them upwards of $200. Of course, they've got multiple cameras in it. With this one, it's only going to be shooting forward. So it's only going to see what's directly ahead of it, where some of them have a front camera, a back camera. Well, at that point, I was more concerned about what's possibly, going to be coming from the front. There's nothing to say you can't take one of these and put it in the back of the vehicle. So that way you've got two separate cameras recording, or you can go get one of the higher end ones that has the multiple cameras. I was just trying to find something that was easy, affordable, and this is something that anybody can put in. It takes just a matter of a few minutes to get it installed, up and running. I have had one little issue with this, and that's because I leave it in the vehicle all the time. If it gets really warm outside, it may have a tendency to lose suction. But with the way I have the power cord routed, it's usually going to catch this to where it just is kind of hanging off the windshield. But again, not a big deal. Your vehicle may be different, and maybe a good cleaning with Windex or something else on my vehicle might take care of the problem. And if nothing else, you can put a little double-sided sticky tape here to kind of help it grip a little bit better. So that's also worth an option. Now, the last item I'm going to talk about, and it will make more sense if I shift to it from up here, and that is the iOttie OneTouch windshield mount. Now, there are several ways that you can mount this one, and I'm going to switch back to here and show you how I do it. Now, this is how mine, let's see if I can get back here enough. This is how mine is set up. Now, this would be the angle my windshield is at. So, actually, no, I had to rethink. Okay, no, it's more like this because of the angle of the windshield. So this puts the camera right at my eye view. Now, some of them you see these cup holder devices that can go down in one of the cup holders in the front of the vehicle. The problem is you're looking down. I was trying to have everything right at eye level. I've arranged this so that it does not block my field of view, and can just when you go into the vehicle, I'll just put the phone right in here. As soon as you hit that little pad, let me get over here, that will clamp down onto the phone, and then when you get ready to take the phone out of the vehicle, you just push those and it comes right out. So it really is a very handy system. I've been very pleased with it, and that's where having the Roav Anker Charger makes a difference, because with having the IQ Plus port, that's the one I put my Samsung phone on, and then I run the video camera off of the dash cam off of this one. So that way I'm not running cords all over the vehicle, because I do happen to have a USB port. It's in the center console, but I'm trying to have everything right up front. And when this does have power, there's a little ring that lights up around this. So it really cannot be any easier to do. This has really got no configuration to it. There are some things you can do with this. I'm not going to go into the details on that, because if you're not a technical person, then it really doesn't matter. Something to make sure you do, there are different size memory cards that can be used. And now this one, I've got the 32 meg card in here, and that will run for, let's see, I was on a trip to California about a year ago, and I was able to record from Las Vegas to Anaheim, California before it started overriding the video, which means that before I got back on the road, I had a nice recording, and I'm trying to get the memory card back in here, but I'll do that after I finish this. I had a nice video of the entire trip all the way. So I was able to show some family who used to be out in the area, what it looked like now. So there's all sorts of benefits you can turn to all of this, but especially in a traffic situation, if there's a major collision happens in front of you, or heaven forbid somebody pushes you into something, you can show exactly what was going on from your field of view. And if it's that important to have a rearward facing camera, either buy a second one of these or maybe look at another one. But this is certainly very affordable. And for those that have to drive a lot, even if it's just the daily drive to the office, mine's about 45 minutes roughly from the house to the office. So this protects me quite a bit. In case something were to happen, I can at least say, hey, this is what actually happened, because as you've heard the old adage, a picture's worth 1,000 words. That means a video will be worth a couple of million. So just to review, Anker Dashcam, Anker Roav Charger, and then the iOttie phone. Now this one, you'll want to, the phone holder, you'll want to make sure that your phone is going to work with this, and they do have different models. So make sure if you don't have the phone like I've got, or you have it once different size, because I've got the larger screen, so it does very well with that. But just make sure you pick the right one so that you don't have, if you're buying the present for yourself or someone is buying it for you, you're buying for someone else, that they don't get disappointed. So that's really a decent assortment here. You can get one of them, you can get all of them, and they're pretty reasonably priced as things like that go. I'll be doing more of these videos leading up to Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and maybe some just a little bit after that. So don't hold to the prices you've already seen me show, because that could change radically in the next couple of days. But anyway, it gives you some options to think of, and I use these daily, and I've been very happy with them. Well, I'm starting to run a little long on the video. Thank you for your time, and you will see links to the other videos that I've done in the series. Well, actually, this is the second one, but I will be putting more up in this, so you'll be able to get to them all from here. If you have something you'd like me to take a look at, please let me know. Thank you for your time and watching the video, and we'll see you again soon.